Joining us on the programme. We will of course bring you all updates in regards to those talks when we get them. We now move over to more tariff news, where Australia is very concerned about US President Donald Trump's latest threat to raise tariffs on pharmaceutical imports by up to 250% over the longer term, its health minister said on Thursday. Trump said this week that the United States would initially impose a small tariff on foreign-made drugs before raising it to 150% within 18 months and eventually to 250% in a bid to boost domestic production. Medicines and pharmaceuticals are among Australia's top exports to the United States, with about 2.1 billion Australian dollars in shipments last year. Mark Butler said the national programme, which subsidies a wide range of prescription medicines for Australians, would not be changed to appease American companies and escape the threatened tariffs. We're now joined by Peter Cardillo, who's a chief market economist at Spartan Capital Securities. He joins us live from New York. Why has President Donald Trump done this, Peter? We know that, why has he proposed this? Apologies. We know that America has one of the most expensive healthcare systems in the world. Will a 250% tariff on pharmaceutical imports mean an improvement in that?
Well, it certainly would. Obviously, it would mean that the United States would be manufacturing more products because obviously exporters of pharmaceutical products would be basically dead. And so I think it's a threat that will revive talks and get tariffs at a reasonable pace. The whole situation regarding pharmaceuticals is that they are quite expensive, very expensive in the United States. And so the president's aim is to lower those expenses. And the only way you could do that is by, I guess, threatening and certainly not going through with them. I don't think that's going to be the case, but certainly trying to get a deal where pharmaceutical prices will come down, and that would be beneficial to the American citizens.
How might these proposed tariffs disrupt global pharmaceutical supply chains, particularly for drugs that require international components or active ingredients?
Well, if you have a hefty levy on them, absolutely. But I don't think it's going to come to that. I think that, the 250% tariffs that President Trump talks about is just a threat. And I doubt it's a possibility that it could happen, but I doubt very much that it will happen. And I think the president knows that as well.
Peter, finally, it's obviously best not to speculate here, but obviously Donald Trump's tariffs have come in effect today, which are the country-specific ones. But also we've seen news of possible semiconductor tariffs facing up to 100%. There's pharmaceutical news as well. Could this be a beginning of another angle of trade war, a sector-specific trade war? And what sectors do you think might be targeted next by the Trump administration?
Well, I don't know who he's going to target next, and even if I did know, I wouldn't probably mention it. And the reason for that is because he's basically targeted every sector. I mean, there are a few that he has not, but he talks about the chips, again, any chips that are made outside of the United States, right? Let's not forget that. So what he is doing is he's trying to get these chips manufactured here in the States. Will he be successful? That's still an open question. Is he going to go through with it? I don't know. If he does, it's not going to be long-lasting.
Peter Cardillo, thank you very much for joining us and giving us your insight on that topic.